Test, test. 1, 2, test.
T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
T&D Sports Video presents the high school lacrosse boys semifinals. Today it's the Patriots of Ward Melville High School traveling to Lake Ronkonkoma to take on the Sachem Arrows. Hi everyone and welcome to Sachem High School North right here in Lake Ronkonkoma for the boys semifinals in lacrosse. My name is Mike Trezza, joined by the shooter, Charlie Rizzuto. And Charlie, let's talk about this Ward Melville team. They come in 12-2 overall. 13-4, 12-2 in the league, 13-4 overall this season, and coming off a very, very tough quarterfinal game.
Yeah, Sachem East gave them a really tough game in the quarterfinals, maybe a little bit closer than some people anticipated, but regardless, Ward Melville's top to bottom a strong team. They play each end of the field really well, both sides of the ball very disciplined, and I'm excited to watch them play today. And
for them, we're going to highlight their goalkeeper, who's been really hot and doing a nice job saving over 70% in that quarterfinal game against Sachem East. That's Jason Biondi.
Yeah, Biondi had a great game in the quarterfinals against Sachem East. He's got 144 saves on the year. He's had two incredible outputs, 19 saves against Lindy, 17 saves against Middle Country, and 11 saves against Sachem North when these two teams played earlier in the season.
For Sachem North, they come in at 14-3 overall, 12-2 in the league as well. And for them, you see their roster, they've had a little bit of an easier time in their quarterfinal matchup over Bayshore.
Yeah, they had a little bit of an easier time in that quarterfinal game. They kind of handled the game from beginning to end. But they're, excited to get into this quarterfinal matchup against an old rival.
For them, one of their players that we didn't see in the earlier matchup we did at Syosset was our spotlight player today. That's number 4, Steve Castellano.
Yeah, Castellano missed some time in the beginning of the year, but he's coming on strong. 58 goals, 10 assists, 68 points on the year, ranking 24th in Suffolk County.
We'll step away while we hear the national anthem.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Just about set for the opening face-off from here at Sachem North. Mike Trezza, Charlie Rizzuto for T&D Sports. There you see the Sachem North team taking the field. Charlie, always a great atmosphere right here at Sachem.
Oh, yeah, it's always a great atmosphere at Sachem, regardless of the sport that you're coming to watch. And specifically for this game, right, Sachem, Ward Melville, semifinal game, punching a ticket to go to the county championship. Sachem with their high-powered offense. You know, a lot of guys that can distribute the ball, a lot of guys that could fill up the back of the net. They play inside their system, but the coaching staff also gives them, you know, the latitude and the leeway to be creative and just be playmakers out there and trust their skill sets.
We talked about the goalie for Ward Melville, Biondi. For Sachem North in the pipes today, it's going to be number 44, Patrick Gandley, who's done a nice job for them. 62% saves on the season.
Yeah, we saw him earlier in the year. Quick hands, right? Plays his position really well, plays the angles really well, came up with some really big saves during the course of the season. Just to reference that Syosset game, came up with some huge saves to seal the victory for Sachem North down the stretch. And when these two teams met earlier in the year, he also had 11 saves in that one-goal game.
Take a quick look at our coaching matchup for the number 3 seeded Patriots. Of course, it's longtime head coach Jay Negus. And here at Sachem North, it is Anthony Murator, one of the real deans in coaching in Suffolk Lacrosse.
Yeah, both these coaches, you know, are products of the programs that they coach for now, right? They understand the traditions, they understand the history, and they can pass that down to the current players.
Sorbera wins the opening faceoff for Ward Melville in the green.
Yeah, this is an intriguing matchup for the day, right? At the faceoff X, Sorbera and Brady, see who could get some possessions, especially early on in this game, get their offenses to settle in a little bit. The first, 5 minutes of this game are going to be really important, not only to settle in, but to see if anybody could get a couple quick goals and jump out to an early lead, make one of the teams play catch-up.
Zach Dunn with a quick shot. It's stopped initially by Gandley, but the rebound goes in.
Yeah, Gandley got a piece of that. It looked like it had some spin on it as it kicked over his shoulder. We'll see the replay here. Dunn pushes the middle of the field, takes a nice, hard, low shot. It may have caught Gandley's left foot as he went down, popped up in the air and had some backspin on it and kicked into the goal. Unlucky bounce for Sachem North and Gandley, but that's just what we were talking about, right? The first 5 minutes of this game are going to be important to set the tone down the stretch.
So quickly, Ward Melville goes up 1-0. Sorbera is after it again, working against Brady. And Sorbera wins face-off number 2. Gets it ahead to Eddie Shields, the midfielder who works at the X. Again to Dunn. Low shot, bounces over the crossbar.
Yeah, Dunn pushes space again, right? Bounce shot. Made it a little too close to the goal to bounce that one. It bounces high over the bar.
Zach Dunn, 15 goals on the season, make it 16 with that first tally.
Yeah, Sachem North and Gandley have to shake that one off, right? That's an unlucky bounce.
Here's Dunn. They get it up top to Colin Mark. Mark looking to spin. Now gives it off to Hudson Philbrick. First touch for him.
Yeah, Ward Melville going to an invert here. Creating space for the Dodger. Look for backside cuts.
Low shot from Mark. It's a save by Gandley.
Yeah, it's a good set from Melville. It's a great save by Gandley. Saw it the whole way. Stick side hip.
Nice feed in front to Castellano. He couldn't control.
There you go.
Sachem North gets the rebound, and it looks like they're going to keep possession here.
Yeah, that's two good looks by North, right? Early game jitters maybe a little bit, right? Two mishandled passes on the crease, but that's two good looks. So they're playing with their heads up. They're playing aggressively, offensively, and they'll settle in. Those will fall.
Licata's got it. Hands off to Calabria. Now to Castellano, who plays at X. Here comes Henry Sarro. First touch for him.
Yeah, Sachem finishing up their substitution patterns now. Getting their offensive middies on.
Bouchard has the ball near side. Shields comes over to give him a knock. And that shot sails wide.
Yeah, Bouchard with a nice wing dodge. Melville goes on that early, right? You got a short stick out on the wing. They send a pole out to flush the ball out of the Dodgers' stick, right? Kicks his hips around, keeps the stick in his right hand so he can increase his angle on the shot. That's a good take. That's a good shot for Sachem.
1-0 in the early going. Ward Melville on top here on the road at Sachem North. Semi-final action. Winner on their way to Stony Brook. Bouchard is doubled, gives it up. Now they work it around far side. Here's Sarro. Nice look in front. Castellano is turned away by Biondi.
Yeah, that's a great look inside. Calabria had a short stick, right? So it looks like Sachem early is looking to attack the short stick on short sticks on Ward Melville. Ward Melville recognizing those matchups, sending a pole early to flush the ball out of the Dodger stick and change those matchups. So through that rotation, Calabria ended up with a short stick. He's got his eyes up, finds his teammate inside. Good save there by the goalie.
Montalese near side, hands it off to McLaughlin. It goes behind to Jackarella. 8:19 left in the first. Ward Melville up 1-0.
Another invert by Melville.
Here's Mark. A shot is turned away by Ganley.
That's a great pick and re-pick by Melville up top. Ganley looks to be settling in after that unlucky bounce early in the game. After you let one in like that, right? Not his fault on the first goal. To get a couple of touches, get a couple of saves under your belt, it's got to feel good.
You hear the crowd chanting, "We want pork chop." That, of course, a reference to Ganley, their goalie. Bouchard handles at the 40.
Sachem getting a lot of guys in early offensively, which is good. You see Brody Morrow, the 7th grader, coming out of the box, number 3.
Here's Nuzzi with a spin, lefty shot, and that's a save by Biondi.
It's a nice off-stick save by Biondi. Tracked it well. He saw that one the whole way.
Philbrick, low shot, kicked away.
And it's good recognition there by Philbrick, recognizing the Sachem defender dropped his stick, right? Obviously in lacrosse you can't play without your stick, so he's got to go pick it up. So obviously you push that space, see what you could generate right away. Got a flag down here, so we got a free possession for Melville with 45 on the shot clock.
Jackarella sends it up top. Mark. His shot is off the mark.
Yeah, whistle looks like for an illegal pick. I don't know what the call is for the flag. I'm wondering if when the Sachem defender dropped their stick, if he made contact with the Ward Melville defender. Yeah, so here's the replay. Sachem defender drops his stick, right? You recognize space, you push space and see what happens in front of you. That's a good decision there to take the shot. It looks like that may have been the call. Trying to read the official's lips from up here is definitely a technical foul. Looked like he said procedure, which could have been playing without equipment.
Todd Heffler is our lead official. Brandon Hayes, Marty Quinn, and Jeff Jockerman round out our officiating staff here today. Semi-final action. The winner, as we mentioned, will go to a county championship game at Stony Brook later this week.
Yeah, the other semifinal today is Northport and Hills playing right now.
So Ward Melville on the man up. McLaughlin near side. There's a save, Ganley.
Yep. That penalty is releasing, so you might have something coming out of the box here for Sachem.
Girallo on the far side. And the ball's going back over to the Patriots.
Yeah, physical play on the sideline. Sachem crowd wants a push in the back. Tough to tell from up in the booth, but possession going over to Melville. It's important that Sachem settled down right now defensively, right? They just went man down. They just turned the ball over in the clear. You're 6-on-6 here, so a stop here in a 1-0 game would be important. Not a lot of movement on that last man up by Melville. Again, it's only a 30-second penalty, so you can't run something too elaborate. You don't have a lot of time. But they basically just sat in a 3-3, an old school like Aussie look, outside shot that Ganley was able to track the whole way.
5:20 left in the first quarter. Ward Melville with the ball and the 1-0 lead. Jackarella thought about it, gives it up top to Mark. Dunn sends it behind the cage. Ball still loose. Fariz is fighting for it, but Melville keeps.
15 seconds on the shot clock.
Here's Mark. Low shot, kicked away by Ganley.
That's a great save by Ganley.
Save by Chop.
Listen, we're up in the booth. We're not on the field. Looked like Sachem may have been closer to that one when and where it went out, but possession stays with Melville. That's a reset on the shot clock off the save.
Here's Mark. His shot is wide, and the ball's going back over to the arrow.
Yeah, they give that one to Sachem for family and friends watching this game live stream. Might not be totally familiar with all the rules. Pass that goes out of bounds, it's an automatic turnover. A shot that goes out of bounds, the team that's closest to the ball when and where the ball goes out of bounds will get possession. It's not just closest to the line, it's closest to the ball as it crosses the line.
Unlimited Select is a premier Long Island travel program focused on elite training, player development, and building a true family culture. Powered by Lacrosse Unlimited, they provide athletes with high-level coaching, competitive tournament play, and an expertise built around passion, accountability, and love for the game. They'll have tryouts July 24th and 25th at the PAL Sports Complex. Register now at unltdselect.com. We'd like to thank Lacrosse Unlimited as well as Unlimited Select and 3 Village Lacrosse for sponsoring us today, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you to the sponsors. Obviously, this is great, for the kids, for the programs, for the families to be able to watch this. They'll have this game forever. So appreciate everybody supporting the broadcast. Not condoning one travel program over the other, but Unlimited Select is a brand new travel program on Long Island, and the way they were able to get that off the ground and get kids in the program quickly, a lot of credit to those guys over there.
So far, a low-scoring game, just 1-0. Ganley's been busy. Biondi, not so much in the early going.
Yeah, not so much in the early going, but it looks like, Sachem offensively played a little fast on a couple of those possessions, had some really good looks, mishandled a couple of passes in and around the crease. Biondi came up with a really nice save in tight on Castellano when Calabria had the short stick and found him inside. So, I think Ward Melville got that goal early, and it helped them settle in a little bit. I think Sachem is still feeling this game out a little bit. Once they settle in, I think looks like those first 3 that we saw will start to fall.
Sarro puts it in play. Now Bouchard has it. Eddie Shields, lanky player on him.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time that they've not only attacked a short stick, but they've attacked Shields specifically. So I don't know if that's a matchup that they're looking for, or if they're just looking to attach short sticks. But Melville, again, like I said before, looking to send support to those matchups early. It's a great ground ball there.
Shields is able to field the ground ball and then gets a hard hit out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a great ground ball by Eddie Shields. As we're talking about him, playing defense, getting inverted. That's a great ground ball, and it's a nice time out there by the Ward Melville coaching staff to retain possession.
So we talked about the coaching matchup at the outset. Charlie, And it's Jay Negus for Ward Melville, again, who's been around the Ward Melville program for a long time, and here at Sachem North, Anthony Muratori.
Yeah, that's a good point. I know we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, but that's one of the things that I'm excited to watch as this game unfolds, right? So we already talked about a couple of things that are happening on each side of the ball for each team, see what adjustments each team's going to make, right? That chess game that'll go on for 4 quarters here. There, as you see Coach Negus in the Ward Melville huddle, they're going to have the clear on the sideline right now, so I'm sure he's drawing something up not only to get the ball across, see if Sachem comes out in that deep ride, the closed space like they've run famously throughout the course of the season. But once they get it in the offensive zone, they have 3 minutes and 53 seconds on the clock. Get a good possession here, get a good shot off. I think that's the most important part of that huddle right now is the offensive possession once they establish the clear. You want a good possession here if you're a Melville. You had that one man up for 30 seconds, didn't generate much. You've had a couple of looks inside, couple of bounce shots, couple that didn't fall. You had one lucky one kick in at the beginning of the game. You need a good possession here with a good shot if you're Melville. Whether it goes or not, you just need a good possession.
Colin Mark brings it into play for Ward Melville. As we said, Ward Melville in the green goes left to right here in this first quarter. They lead 1-0 in the semifinal game. The winners on their way to Stony Brook for a championship matchup with either Hills or Northport. McLaughlin, his shot is low, handled by Ganley.
Yeah, so we were talking about having a good possession, right? 1 for Melville, but 2, Gantley is seeing the ball really well right now. You don't want to give him easy, quote-unquote, easy outside shots that are easier for him to track, because the more touches he gets, the more settled he's going to make, the more settled in he's going to get.
Sarah with the shot and the slide saved by Biondi.
Yeah, that was a great save by Biondi. Got a Melville player down.
Girallo gives it off to Calabria.
Yeah, we got some whistles here for the Melville player that's down. He took a pretty good hit in the chest.
And we've got some verbal back and forth. We'll take a quick step away.
So there's the replay. There's a great save by Biondi. Looked like Melville may have been in the 10-man ride there or pressing up, so the goal was empty, so Sachem took a chance there to shoot on the empty net. Biondi got in there and got the save. You couldn't see it behind the play, but Sachem North had a nice, it looked like a clean check, right, shoulder to chest on one of the Ward Melville players, so the timeout was for an injury.
Morrow is in there at attack, gives it up to Sarah. Sarro, I should say. Now it's Calabria. He's pushed off the play. Pops back up with it. And the ball's going over to Ward Melville.
Yeah, Calabria pushes left-handed there. Ward Melville slid with the body. Calabria ran through the slide, but the call there was chesting the ball. Couldn't see it, but it looked like Calabria may have put the head of the stick against his chest, which is illegal in lacrosse. You're not allowed to do that to keep the ball from falling out. This game's starting to get physical. I'm not going to say chippy, but this game's starting to get physical really quickly, like I think a lot of people anticipated that it would.
Mark with the shot. That hit the post. And back the other way is LaRocca. LaRocca, nice feed in front to Castellano.
That's a great cut by Castellano in transition. Fast break. It's a great look by LaRocca. Castellano, as you'll see on the replay here in a second, LaRocca pushing transition. He's got his eyes up the whole time. Little pump fake to freeze the defense. Allow Castellano to slip behind the low defenders. Finishes behind the back there, right? And oftentimes, like you'll hear people in the lacrosse world talk about shooting behind the back, not shooting behind the back. Sometimes it's the right shot. It's not flashy. It's not showing off. And there it was the right shot, right? Going behind the back, increased his angle, gave him more net to shoot at. That's a great finish, great cut. So that's similar to the two passes that he had inside earlier. Castellano got inside earlier that he mishandled. Talk about Sachem settling in and those will fall. There's an example.
Saw Barrow off the face-off, still with possession. Sachem North's just tied it at 1, under 2 minutes to go. Shot from Dunn, bounces past the crossbar.
Yeah, there's 3 shots from Dunn, all 3 of them bounce shots.
Ward Melville, 45 to shoot. A minute and a half left in the first quarter. Dunn trying to uncork one, gives it off McLaughlin. Good defense by Sachem North.
Yeah, that's great defense. Good feet, getting under the Dodgers' bottom hand there, also to disrupt him on his drive. Melville going back to that short stick matchup. They throw out of it.
Comes to Montelise near side. Up top to Mark. Mark, save Ganley.
Another outside bounce shot by Ward Melville. Ganley seeing those the whole way. LaRocca in transition again, 4-on-3.
Tried to find Calabria, it bounced off his stick and back over to Ward Melville.
Yeah, that's a good stick by Liam Cronin. He was the player that was just down earlier. Good to see him up and back in the game.
Half a minute left in the first quarter. Team's tied at 1. Near side it comes McLaughlin.
Yeah, look for Melville to go with about 20, maybe 15, 20 seconds to go in the quarter here, holding for 1. You don't want to throw the ball away too early, get a save too early, and give Sachem a possession here. You want to hold for the last shot. Down to 10 seconds.
McLaughlin now goes to work. Gets a pick. Spins back the other way. Good defense.
So here we see the replay, right? Little dodge from up top, left to right split. They get a pick, no disruption on the pick there. Bounce shot, that's a great track by Gantley on the save. Got to reach for that one, but again, he's seeing those outside bounce shots. Ball probably looks like a beach ball for him right now as he's settling in.
And that's the end of the first quarter. We're tied at 1. We're back with more right after this on T&D Sports Video.
Please remember that today.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Start of the second quarter from here at Sachem High School North. Mike Trezza, Charlie Rizzuto for T&D Sports. Tied at 1 as we start the second quarter. Ward Melville in the green goes right to left here in the second. Sachem North in the home gold with black numbers.
I like those Vegas gold uniforms for Sachem. See the numbers easily, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Looked like Sachem jumped on that face-off, giving Melville possession here to start the second quarter.
Tanner Brady has had his hands full with Sorbera in the face-off circle.
Yeah, and as we talked about earlier, right, the coaching matchup, let's see what Sachem does to make some adjustments on the face-off X. If they're losing those, 2-to-1 at a 2-to-1 clip or more, that's a great shot.
Great shot by Rella, and he scores.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the replay here from our angle. I couldn't tell if that was another outside bouncer or if that was just a Lodi rip. But we'll see it here, right? We got a dodge to the middle of the field. I love throwbacks. So there's a throwback. Yeah, there's another outside bounce shot, but that's the perfect bounce shot. Earlier, we talked about when Dunn took out his second shot of the game, right? The second shot that he took after the goal. He was really close to the goal, took a bounce shot. Those are going to bounce over the goal 90% of the time. But when you take an outside shot, put it on the ground out in front of the crease, those will usually tuck right under the crossbar. So that's a great bounce shot to the upper right corner.
These two teams played 3 weeks ago. Jack Rella had 2 goals, 2 assists in that game, now on the board today.
Yeah, that was a tightly contested game. I don't think either team had a lead of more than 2 in that game. Ended up being a 1-goal win for Ward Melville.
And Ward Melville goes up 2-1. Just under 11 minutes to go before halftime.
Not much Gantley can do on that one, right? That's just a perfect outside bounce shot.
Phil Brick, guarded by Girallo. Ball pops loose and is controlled on the far side by Montalese.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Danny Ferris jumping that pass off the nice shot.
It's a shot by Mark, and that one finds the back of the net.
Ward Melville goal scored
Yeah, so I've seen Mark initiate a couple times here now from up top. Gets another pick from the top of the field. Just a nice right to left, not even split dodge, just carries right to left down the, almost down the alley. Takes a lefty shot to the bottom back bar. That's a tough one to stop. So there's 2 really good shots for Melville to start the second quarter.
So quickly, Ward Melville with the 2-goal advantage. As this time, Sachem North comes away with the face-off with Tyler Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome doing a nice job off the wing. That's a big face-off win for Sachem.
Ball comes to Nuzzy on the near side. Moody's on at attack. Bouchard looking for room. Spins one way, now back the other. Calabria looking for space. Nice feed inside. There is a goal by Castellano, his second of the day.
As we watch the replay here, watch Calabria's patience, right? They get a pick over there on GLE. Looks like they're going to change the matchup here, and Calabria's going to get a short stick, but that's Lacrosse IQ right there, right? So Melville kind of got stuck in between switching and not switching. Calabria recognizes that, comes out the other side. Both Ward Melville defenders are stuck on the left side, and then Castellano with a beautiful cut to the front of the goal. Not to repeat a point that we made earlier in the game, but we talked about Sachem settling in, and those feeds to the crease will start to fall. Well, there we see Castellano do it twice now in the past 5 minutes of gameplay.
Shot is blocked in front, and Licata comes away with it for Sachem. Gets it ahead, now Jerome.
They got numbers.
Jerome has room, and Jerome scores.
Great recognition by Jerome in transition. As you see on the replay, Calabria out on the wing. You got 2 Ward Melville defenders stretched to the sideline. Finds Jerome, and that's really a 3-on-2 transition opportunity. He recognizes it. The two Ward Melville defenders give the pole room, respecting the two low attackmen, recognizes the space, understands that even though he's a long stick midi, he's a shooter too, puts a nice bounce shot into the back of the goal.
Ward Melville had gone up 3-1, but now tied at 3-3 after 2 goals in a row by Sachem North. Sorbera.
And he scores.
You hear that cheer coming from the far side of the field this time as Angelo Sorbera scores for Ward Melville.
Yeah, so Sorbera, great recognition here. Right, recognizes the angle of the Sachem defender, sees he could get top side, hands free from a spot that he could shoot. He's got the green light as a face-off player to shoot the ball in transition. Nice low shot. That one Ganley couldn't track, couldn't come up with. But this is a fun back and forth game. Both teams high-powered offenses, smart in transition. Both teams starting to settle in now.
Face-off is won by Ward Melville, but officials award the ball to Sachem North.
Yeah, we got a hold on Ward Melville. I wasn't going to say anything when it happened. Don't want to show up the officials in any way, shape, or form, but that was absolutely a hold. Sachem's got the ball.
Ward Melville back on top, 4-3, 8:53 left before halftime. Semi-final action, winners on their way to Stony Brook.
Yeah, oftentimes when you watch lacrosse, you're watching the skilled plays, right? Those last 2 Sachem North goals were really generated by Calabria's IQ. Recognizing an opportunity to get the ball to a pole in the middle, push transition, and the one before, again, recognizing the switch, not going to switch on the Melville defense, pushing space and feeding inside.
Calabria turns and fires. Someone got a stick on that. Was it Biondi?
Could have been. No, probably not, because if it was Biondi, the shot clock would reset. So if a stick was on that shot, it was probably by one of the defensemen.
In either case, Arrows keep the ball. Nuzzy, Spinorama, Pissarro who scores.
That's a great look by Nuzzy. Right, not playing complicated lacrosse. So there's one thing I want to point out in this play. Not only when he comes out of his rolls, he have his chin on his shoulder and his head up, but as you watch the replay there, once he recognizes that he's a feeder, he has somebody to throw the ball to, he takes a quick step away from the defender to create space and clear his hands so he could become a feeder there, and the defender can't jam his hands up and disrupt that feed. Again, just nice, efficient offensive lacrosse there by Sachem, and a great shot by Sarro.
And we are tied at 4. Sorbera and Brady have been battling in the face-off circle all day.
Yeah, that not just Sorbera and Brady, but the whole unit for both teams, face-off units. That's getting fun to watch.
Calabria, the quarterback of this offense, looks for help across the field, gets it from Moody. Moody thought about firing, instead sends it back to Calabria. Off the stick of Castellano. Controlled by Sachem North.
Yeah, Calabria and Castellano have such great chemistry. Calabria constantly looking for Castellano. Castellano playing really smart off-ball lacrosse.
Bouchard loses it off his stick. Now Ward Melville is breaking.
It's a great back check there by Melville.
Philbrick. Nice feed inside, but it goes off the stick of Rella.
Yeah. So on the replay here, right, you see nice little roll dodge, but hangs his stick. That's a great back check by Melville. De-sticks the dodger. Right, so younger players out there watching, when you don't want to switch hands until you exit your roll. So that's a classic example of switching hands as you're rolling.
Whoa, a goal from far away. Nuzzy.
That's great recognition by Nuzzy. So this is a similar play that we highlighted in the first quarter, but it was a Biondi save. Right here, Melville has their goalie out of the goal to create some chaos and create some pressure in their ride. Nuzzy recognizes that, shoots the ball. Great awareness. Sachem, obviously, that's something that they've discussed, watching tape or in between quarters or both. Also have an opportunity there to back the goal up, knowing that they might shoot in transition if Biondi's out of the goal. See if Ward Melville gets out of that now, because Sachem scored once, almost got a goal in the first quarter off that also.
And Sachem has their first lead of the game as they're up 5-4. 6:45 left in the second. Timeout. Like to remind you folks that Unlimited Select is a premier Long Island travel lacrosse program focused on elite training, player development, and building a true family culture. Powered by Lacrosse Unlimited, they provide athletes with high-level coaching, competitive tournament play, and an experience built around passion, accountability, and love for the game. They'll be having tryouts this July on the 24th and 25th over at the PAL Sports Complex. They want you to register now at unltdselect.com. This has been a good one, Charlie.
Yeah, this is kind of what we anticipated, right? Start of the game till right now, this is kind of what we anticipated. Both teams settling in a little bit, right? Not a slow first quarter, but not a lot of goals, right? First goal had some spin on it, kicked in. Okay, fine, wipe that one off. Not off the scoreboard, but wipe that one out of your mind if you're Sachem, move on from it. And since then, we've seen a lot of smart lacrosse, a lot of high-skilled plays, good defense, really good offense, opportunistic decision-making on the part of Sachem North more recently, but both teams during the course of the game so far.
And we referenced that game from 3 weeks ago today, won by Ward Melville at Ward Melville by a final of 10-9.
Yeah, that was another back-and-forth game, right? I think it was a one-goal game at the half. Obviously, the final was a one-goal game as well. 4-3 at the end of the first in favor of Ward Melville, 6-5 at the half in favor of Ward Melville. I think the biggest lead at any break was 8-6 at the end of the third in favor of Ward Melville for a 10-9 win for the Patriots.
But here today, it's Sachem North on top 5-4. 6.5 left in the second. Sachem North's just gone on top for the first time. Nuzzi tries to feed inside. Castellano scores! That's 3.
That's 3 for Castellano. All 3 of them highlight-level goals. As you hear the Sachem crowd in the background, taking a 2-goal lead. So again, I referenced this earlier, right? Sachem looks like they want to attack the short sticks, maybe specifically Shields. They attack Shields there again on the wing. They find Castellano, and that is a prototypical jump shot on the run. Puts the ball in the upper left-hand corner, right? Great shot, generates a lot of torque in the air. I mean, this kid not only is a goal scorer, but now he's putting on display, he's a shooter as well.
6-4, Sachem North on top. 6:20 left in the second quarter.
And we said this in the first quarter, right? An important possession for Melville. This is an important possession for Melville. Again, whether they score or not, they need a good possession here, high-quality look after Sachem goes on a little bit of a run. You know, if this Sachem offense really gets going and their defense stacks some stops, they could stretch this lead pretty quickly.
Mark with possession, up top to Dunn. Dunn watched by Sarro. Gives it off far side to McLaughlin. McLaughlin now makes his break. Ridden off the play, that shot hits the side. Oh, actually it goes in.
Yeah, that's a good take by McLaughlin. As we watch the replay, it's a nice little wing dodge. Gets underneath.
Scored by McLaughlin.
Right, gets underneath and he just pushes that downfield shoulder of the Sachem defender. Once he feels the defender on his back, puts the stick in his left hand, elevates a little bit just to increase the net that he has in front of him. And he looked like he found some space right underneath the crossbar on the backside.
I thought that shot had gone off the side of the netting, but it went in from Bowden McLaughlin. Came into the game with 24 goals, making 25 this season.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, we've done a bunch of games together. You know I talk a lot about how your stick has eyes, right? And that was another example of it. When he elevates there, he puts the stick back in his left hand, increases angle. He might not be able to see a lot of net, but he knows the net that his stick can see, and he puts it right under the crossbar.
Girallo back on for Sachem North on the defensive end. Dunn sends it to McLaughlin. Now Colin Mark Around the horn goes Melville. McLaughlin with the spin, turns and fires, can't get much on it.
Yeah, it's a great check by Jerome, disrupting the shot, getting his stick in the hands of the shooter as he elevates. Great check, yes, but the timing of that check was even better than where his stick placement was on the check. Really smart defensive play there by Jerome.
Sachem clinging to that 6-5 lead. 4:20 left before halftime. Sarro thought about it, now backs it up. Watched by Special. Nuzzy. And the ball's going to go back over to the Patriots.
Yeah, official called a moving pick there on Sachem.
Under 4 minutes to go in the half.
When you set a pick in lacrosse, you can't lean, you can't move your feet, right? Similar to basketball, although maybe not identical.
Mark with the low shot, and that goes in.
Yeah, it's really nice placement there on the shot by Mark.
Ward Melville goal, scored by Mark.
So right before this, he made a really nice play at the midfield line. An errant pass, he was able to elevate, get a stick on it, knock it down, and pick it up, and then he just takes it off to the right side of the field. Right, that's just an athlete being an athlete, and then he finds some space on the backside bottom bar. Good righty shot there. Off stick on the goalie.
3:42 left in the half, and Ward Melville, once down by 2, is now just tied it up at half a dozen apiece.
Yeah, and that's big for Melville, right? Like we discussed earlier, Sachem with his high-powered offense, if they could stack stops defensively, they could really pull away from some people, and that's what they were able to do during the course of the season against a lot of competition.
Morrow, the youngster, in there at attack for Sachem North. Here comes Moody. Stop, sends it behind. Morrow near side.
Yeah, Morrow takes the short stick behind. Natural attackman running midfield right now as a 7th grader, but he's a natural attackman. He's really comfortable behind the goal.
He's got Marksberry on him. Nice ball movement inside. High shot, tails over the crossbar. Came from Castellano.
Yeah, that's a great backside look. Once that ball was in the air, I think everybody knew Castellano was going to shoot that once he caught it. Looked like he juggled it a little bit. Oh, that is incredible placement.
Calabria goes high and tight and scores.
So last time Sachem set the pick for Calabria on goal line extended. Ward Melville got stuck in between whether or not they're going to switch. He pushed out the other side. Here you see Brody Morrow come down, set a down pick. Calabria gets space on the short stick and finds the coffee can in the near side high corner. That is incredible placement by Calabria. Sachem, 1-goal lead.
2:49 left in the second. Sachem's just gone on top 7-6. Sorbera wins the faceoff for Melville. Stops, hands off to Shields. Now McLaughlin. 2.5 left in the second. Dunn stops and waits for help.
Yeah, as Melville goes through their substitution patterns and gets their personnel on the field, I would look for them to be a little deliberate here in this possession.
Lowman in there at attack for Ward Melville. Playing at X. Gives it up to Philbrick. Philbrick back to Lowman.
See if they get it back to the short stick matchup. Yeah, they do. Everybody pushes away. He's going to go on it again. Gets underneath.
Philbrick scores!
Yeah, it looks like Gamley got a piece of that, and that one trickled in behind him. Let's check out the replay.
Scored by
Melville, again, deliberate on that possession. wanted to go on that short stick matchup on wing. They attacked it twice, getting underneath, pushing backside. Looked like it hit the outside of Ganley's right leg and trickled in behind him. That's a tough one to read for a goalie, right? You got a shooter right on top of you, right-handed shooter, stick right in front. Looks like it's going to be a high release point, so Ganley goes up with the release point. Shooter yanks it down off the outside of his leg and into the goal.
7-7 score, and if you're just tuning in, no, you haven't slept until football season. Minute 35 left in the half. Team's tied at 7. Sarro sends it up top, Nuzzy.
Let's see if Sachem attacks this again. This is the matchup they've been going to for the entire first half.
43 on the shot clock for Nuzzy.
Melville's going to go early. There they go. Eyes up.
Calabria scores. Check that.
Moody.
It's Moody.
Yeah, so this is something that we've seen for the entire first half, right? Both offensively and defensively. Sachem North's offense, Ward Melville's defense. Sachem North attacking short sticks. They've attacked shields a lot. Ward Melville supporting those matchups, sliding early, slide and recover style defense. Sachem playing offensive lacrosse with their head up, finding seams, finding the open man as Ward Melville rotates after they slide to try and recover. That's a nice outside shot by Moody. Bounce shot to a good spot.
Moody got on the board against Bayshore, now gets into the act again here today.
Yeah, it's a great outside shot.
8-7. Whoa, play getting a little physical at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, there was a whistle before contact. I think Melville had a timeout on the possession.
We'll step away. Sachem North up 8-7.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
.105 left on the clock, 70 on the shot clock, Charlie. What does Ward Melville do here?
Well, I wasn't in the huddle, so I don't know exactly what Ward Melville was going to do, but if I'm on the sideline, I'm holding for one here, right? You don't want to give Sachem North, especially with that high-powered offense, another possession before the half. I'm going to be disciplined here. I'm going to get my personnel on the field out of the timeout, which it looks like Ward Melville has. I'm going to the goal, or I'm getting into my set with probably 20 on the shot clock, and I'm going to have multiple options off of a dodge. Probably attacking a short stick. Maybe they go back to that wing dodge, attack a short stick from the wing, but I'm not doing anything until there's about 20 seconds left on the clock. It gives me an opportunity to generate off the dodge, gives me an opportunity to hit an outlet, maybe get into a secondary set before the shot clock expires.
Retzlaff is in there at attack. He's got the ball now, gives it up far side. Retzlaff thought about uncorking one.
Yeah,
but as you said, wants to take a little more time.
Yeah, we're at 15 now.
Shot sails high and wide, and it's going to go back over to Sachem North.
Yeah, so here we go. Sachem North picked the ball up. Only a couple seconds left in the half. They're just going to heave it.
And that's going to do it for the first half. So we've got a good one. At the end of 2 quarters of play, Sachem North leads Ward Melville 8-7 in this semifinal matchup. We'll take a quick break and be back with some halftime coverage right after this. This is the Lacrosse Game of the Week here on T&D Sports Video.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Great job by Aubrey Eisfeld. Great job by Sachem. Ball gets fed inside. From behind to number 3, Dylan McNamara.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Keep it open. Keep it open. 8-7 at halftime. Sachem North on top of Ward Melville. Mike Trezza, Charlie Rizzuto off shots in that first half.
Yeah, stopped 6 shots, a lot of them in the first quarter, right? A lot of those outside bounce shots that Ward, right? A lot of those outside bounce shots that Ward Melville was taking, that Ganley saw really well. Was able to gobble up. Ward Melville, if you've noticed in that second quarter, didn't take as many bounce shots, right? Started trying to hit net on the run, hit net from spots, not putting the ball on the ground, and they got a couple to fall.
And let's take a look at what we have queued up here.
Yeah, so as I referenced, in the past 40 years, only 7 schools have won the county championship. And then we talked about the history between Sachem and Ward Melville. This rivalry goes back decades. There was, a stretch there in the 80s to the 90s, specifically the 90s, where these two teams met every single year in the county championship. And if it wasn't both of them, or at least one of them, competing for a county championship, there was an upset along the line somewhere, right? So, you talk about the history of Suffolk County lacrosse, you talk about the history of Long Island lacrosse, you talk about all the great rivalries. Right now, if you said, what's the number one rivalry in Long Island lacrosse, you might mention, and here you see the physicality from back in the day. We saw a lot of physicality today.
Wow.
But if you talked right now, what's the biggest rivalry in Long Island lacrosse? Some people might mention, St. Anthony Chaminade. You might mention the Wood Stick with Garden City and Manhasset. Back in the day, Sachem Ward Melville was the game that spectators, college coaches, everybody marked on their calendar. I was lucky enough to be part of that rivalry, to play in that rivalry as a high school lacrosse player. I remember my senior year, we were ranked at Sachem. We were ranked number 4 in the country. Ward Melville was number 1 in the country, and just playing in that atmosphere was something that I'll never forget, right? So we got 2 programs with a lot of history, a lot of tradition, and a huge rivalry competing today.
We're going to take a quick step away. We're going to be back with the second half of this semifinal. 8-7, Sachem North, as we get ready to start the second half.
Wow, what a goal! And that's going to be a goal! And she missed it!
There you take a look at some of the crowd that has made the journey from Stony Brook, Ward Melville, over to Lake Ronkonkoma here on this sunny, warm afternoon.
Yeah, beautiful day for lacrosse. Quick score check from the other semifinal. Last update I got, Northport leads Half Hollow Hills 13-6 early in the fourth quarter. So the winner of that game going to play the winner of this game Saturday at Stony Brook. Obviously, we got a 1-goal game here. Northport leading the other game by 7.
Second half underway as Brady comes away with it for Sachem North. Sachem North in the home gold with the black numbers goes right to left here in the third. Ward Melville in the visiting green, white numbers. 8-7 Sachem North as we start the third. Mike Trezza, Charlie Rizzuto on hand. Sarro tries to lose his defender. He's knocked off the play. Nice play by Special.
Yeah, then there you see Ward Melville supporting matchups early. Right, you see it again.
Castellano rips it high and puts it in.
There's another great shot by Castellano as we check out the replay. So we talked earlier about Melville's slider support and recover defense. So there they support the short stick matchup. Castellano does a great job filling in behind the slide, right? So the slide vacates space. He shows right into the space that the slide just left. Dodger does a great job looking behind the slide, finding Castellano in that open space. Another little jump shot puts the ball right under the bar into that far corner. Sachem comes up with the ground ball here, up by 2. Right, we talked about this early in the first half. If they could stack stops or stack face-off wins, they have the offensive firepower to go on a little run and stretch leads.
Tyler Jerome, the sophomore on the run. Gets it up top, Bouchard. Shot goes wide.
Yeah, it's a good shot. You got back up, hands free, let it go. So Ward Melville's slide and recover defense, right? He kind of does two things for Sachem North offensively, especially with their skill set and the way they play offensive lacrosse. It generates opportunities to feed the ball, right, as Ward Melville goes to support matchups. It also gives Sachem North an opportunity to get some matchups that they might find advantageous, right, depending on who they're going to attack and where they're going to attack from. As Ward Melville goes out to support those matchups, you could get switches on ball, which obviously changes your off-ball matchup as well. So Sachem North could use that to their advantage to get some matchups that go in their favor.
Calabria sent it to Bouchard. Sarro a spin. Sarro a shot. That's high.
Yeah, Sarro does a nice job there splitting the double. As he came out of that roll, Ward Melville went to support the ball. Great time to go there, right? You see a Dodger's back. If you're going to go, that's a great time to go because the Dodger doesn't see you coming. You don't want to slide to a Dodger's face where he could feed the ball right behind you. Sarro does a nice job splitting the double.
North keeps the ball. 10 to shoot. Calabria tries to get it on somebody's stick, but this ball's going over to Ward Melville.
Yeah, it looked like Calabria, a little question mark dodge there. Took a shot. May have gotten his bottom hand lifted by the Ward Melville defender. That's good defense. One thing I really like about Calabria watching him play is you can tell like what he does, nothing's like premeditated, right? He might understand when he's going to go, where he's going to go from a matchup that he's going to press or test. But then after that, he's just reading pressure from the defender. He's reading what's happening in front of him, and he's making the play that's available.
McLaughlin near side. Sends it to Montalese. He's been quiet. Up top, Dunn.
You're done with the short stick matchup. See if he attacks this.
He's working against Sarro. What a save by Ganley.
Yeah, that's a nice save by Ganley. Nice sneaky shot by Montalese. Just steps above GLE. Low to high. Ganley read it the whole way. Nice job tracking the ball by Ganley. Playing his angle well. Not a lot of net to hit from Montalese. Right, I don't know how the coaching staff feels, but I don't mind that shot.
Sarro scores! Biggest lead of the day is 3 for Sachem North.
Yeah, that's an important goal right there for Sachem North. This is a great take. Again, dips his shoulder, gets underneath. And I like the placement on this shot, too. Right inside the goalie's leg. Contact at the end, no call there. Nor should there have been. But that's great recognition in transition by Henry Sarro.
Cronin did all he could do, but Sarro was not be denied on that play.
Yeah, these are the types of games where you need your big-time players to play their best games, right? From here down the stretch, whoever advances today and through the rest of the playoffs, you're not going to win these playoff games unless your big-time players show up and some of those role players play their role and fill in the gaps if a matchup is eliminated for you, right? So both of these teams have multiple offensive weapons. You need at least a few of them to get going, and then you need your secondary guys to make plays all 4 quarters.
Montalese near side to McLaughlin. Round the horn it goes, up top to Dunn. Retzlaff far side. Retzlaff works on Nuzzy. Around the horn it goes. McLaughlin looking for space. Good move. Low shot. Hit the bar.
Yeah, Ward Melville backs it up. 15 on the shot clock.
.750 left in the third. Sachem North with their biggest lead of the day, up by 3. Retzlaff, high shot, sails over the crossbar.
Hey, look for Ward Melville to just dump this in the corner. You see them subbing right now, get defensive personnel on the field with only 2 seconds in the shot clock. That's a good shot there by Melville, right? Shot clock winding down. You got your hands free. You got space to step in.
John Licata with possession, sends it cross field.
Biondi in the goal.
Gandley coming out of his cage, and he's doing just fine.
Yeah, Ward Melville in a deep ride there, not really putting much pressure on.
Tyler Jerome skids down, lost his footing on that play.
Yeah, that was a nice face dodge by Jerome. Just lost his footing. I couldn't tell if he clipped feet with the Ward Melville defender. That's a great lift by Nuzzy. Nuzzy's having a game today on both sides of the ball.
Physical play on the far sideline. It's Cronin who comes away with it. Got a flag flying in late.
Sachem's offsides.
Delayed penalty, so Ward Melville's going to stay on offense for the moment.
Yeah, Melville has a free possession here.
They'll get their attackers on. On comes Mark and McLaughlin.
So Sachem goes offsides. Obviously, if you're already offsides, you're going to stay offsides, right? So they have 7 defenders on right now. They have an extra player to support matchups. Looks like 21, Henry Sarro was free. Now he's on ball.
Retzlaff looking for room, finds none.
Yeah, Sarro's free now. He's just going to support wherever Melville dodges from. 10 on the shot clock.
Rella to Montalese. His shot goes high.
All right, so we're going to see Ward Melville go man up here again, second time in the game. It's another 30-second man up. See if they run a similar set as they did in the first half when they went up for 30 seconds.
Been a pretty clean game up to this point.
Yeah, I believe that's only the second flag that we've had, and it's been a physical game, right? So the kids are playing hard, the kids are playing physical, but the kids are playing clean. Officials letting them play a little bit too, right? I was at the Islip Mount Sinai game yesterday, and 2 of these officials were officiating that game as well, and it was similar, right? Play clean, play hard, but they're going to let them play.
5:39 left in the third. Ward Melville on the man up, looking to close the gap. Dunn, low shot, he scores.
So Melville does start in a similar set to the last man up, but now they wheel that top side, if you're watching on the screen, the top side of your screen. They run a little wheel there, right? Dunn carries into the pocket of the Sachem North defense. He has room to step down in the seam, right? Nice little low-to-low shot to the back pipe. Looked like it skipped right above Ganley's outstretched leg there. But again, So Dunn mixing up his shots now too, right? First half, a lot of bounce shots. Now he goes low to low. Does get a little skip off the ground there, but a low to low shot to the backside.
Brady and Sorbera will mix it up again. And Sorbera comes away with it. His team having just scored and cut it to a 2-goal Sachem North lead.
Every possession so important in a game like this one.
Now Sorbera will move off, and McLaughlin will come on. Colin Mark, their leading scorer, has had a good game to this point. Mark shoots. Ganley kicks it away.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that got to Gantley. That may have also been blocked in front. Either way, that's still a shot. Sachem North closest when and where it goes out of bounds on the sideline.
4:40 left in the third. Arrows lead Patriots 10-8.
All right, Sachem North gets settled in their set now, got their personnel on.
Sarro comes back on for the Arrows.
Yeah, looking for Calabria to initiate. Unless they invert.
Nuzzy. Nice feed in front. And scoring is Bouchard.
It's a great cut. That's a great cut by Bouchard. Again, we just mentioned earlier how Nuzzy's playing a great game on both sides of the ball. Again, you see him dodge there with his eyes up. You see the Ward Melville defense, right? This is like an old school term, but ball watching, right? The off-ball Ward Melville defenders, they like to support matchups, especially a short stick matchup below GLE, below goal line extended, below the goal. And Bouchard just cuts the seam. Nuzzy finds him. Great finish. Staying right-handed there to increase your angle, just pushes the ball to the back pipe.
11-8, Sachem North. 3:56 left in the third. Brady wins that face-off, and Sachem North goes on attack.
Yeah, that's smart there by Brady and Calabria, right? Face-off guys, when they pop the ball forward and they generate transition, they get that instinct to push the ball, right? Push space, push the ball, try to generate something offensively. Really smart there, kicking the ball to Calabria, and then really smart on Calabria, pulling the ball out. Sachem's been doing a really good job offensively in their settled sets. No reason to push anything unsettled there and give the ball back to Ward Melville undeservingly, right? So they pull the ball out, settle down, and they're going to push the Shields matchup.
Nuzzy to Sarro. Nice save by Yandi.
That's a great save by Biondi. That's a good shot. Nice bounce shot from the outside. Similar to the one that we saw Ward Melville score on earlier in the game, that bounce shot right under the crossbar. That one Biondi able to track.
Good ball movement. And Ganley gets outside to stop that.
Yeah, it's a good take by Rella. Rella was the one earlier in the game that took that bounce shot under the crossbar. Right, so the first shot he took, or the goal that he scored, he went kind of low to high off the ground. That one, he rises up and tries to jam it down low.
Ward Melville player loses his footing temporarily, and it's Lohman. He quickly gets back up. Ward Melville keeps. McLaughlin near side. Colin Mark flips it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin, shot goes wide.
It's a good shot by McLaughlin. Sachem North wins the run out. But one offensive trend for Ward Melville, through almost 3/4 of play, is a lot of those top sweeping dodges. They're running away from the goal. They're not really getting downhill. I know they have really good shooters that could put some heat on their shots, but they're running away from the goal often.
Licata tries to keep it with Sachem North, but is unable to do so Patriots go back on offense. 1:45 left in the third. Ward Melville takes over on offense, trailing by 3. Retzlaff near side. Nuzzy on him. Dishes off on the far side. Mark gets a pick. McLaughlin is squeezed by 2 defenders.
It's a good job by McLaughlin dipping his shoulder into the chest of the defender, getting that adjacent defender to come and support a little bit, trying to kick it out to the wing for a step down. Sachem North did a nice job recovering.
25 on the shot clock. That shot goes in.
That's a great shot by Montalese. Load it high under the crossbar. So you see Ward Melville doesn't initiate from the top. They just see some space on the wing. That's a nice hitch step by Montalese on the wing. Catches the ball, right? Takes one little drop step, gets the defender to come down to his hip, then attacks his upfield shoulder, gets his hands free. Nice low to high shot, changing levels. Montalese had that tricky little shot right just above GLE earlier in the quarter that Ganley was able to track. Changing levels on his shot, making Ganley play all 6x6.
Brady wins the faceoff after Ward Melville cuts it to 2. Under a minute to go in the third.
Couldn't see who got their stick on that for Ward Melville, but that's a great defensive play. Sachem had an opportunity in transition there to drop it down to the near side pipe for an easy layup. Ward Melville gets their stick on the pass, turns it over, not only takes away an opportunity for a goal, takes away the possession, and has an opportunity to close the third quarter out with the ball on their side of the field.
20 seconds to go in the quarter. Ward Melville looking for one final shot to close this quarter. McLaughlin on the run, bounces it, and it sails over the crossbar.
Ward Melville gets the run out.
Down to 10 seconds. Montalese turns and fires. Shot goes wide. Down to 5 seconds. Let's see if they can get another shot up. Rella with the spin, turns and fires, hits the post. And that's the end of the third. Our score at the end of 3 quarters of play, Sachem North 11, Ward Melville 9. We're back with more right after this.
Feel like the good times go by too fast. Yeah, I wish time would take a little slower. Sometimes it feels like a blink and then it's over. Better soak it in, better make it last. Live it up while we can, cause the good times go by too fast.
We saw that spot at the end of the third quarter for 3 Village Lacrosse. Charlie, great to see those kids starting young in the 3 Village School District.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Ward Melville and Sachem have been, at the top of Class A in Suffolk County, right? It's the PAL programs. 3 Village Lacrosse, right? Pipeline to Ward Melville Lacrosse. They have a ton of numbers. They have a lot of really good, knowledgeable volunteer PAL coaches that dedicate their time to developing those kids. And one of the other things, about Sachem and Ward Melville is people graduate from Ward Melville, lacrosse players, they go to play in college, and they come back home to Ward Melville. They come back home to Sachem, and that's one of the reasons why these two programs are usually at the top of Suffolk County.
Sawbear has been doing a good job in the face-off circle. He wins that one. As we start the fourth quarter, shot from close range won't go in.
Yeah, it's a good handle by Philbrick inside. Right, nice look. Just pushes it a little bit wide on the backside.
11-9. Sachem North on top in this semifinal. Mike Trezza, Charlie Rizzuto on hand with our T&D Sports Video crew to bring you this one. The winners will be on their way to Stony Brook, probably to take on Northport. Shot from Philbrick. That's a save by Ganley. Ganley's now into double-digit saves.
Yeah, it's a good job gobbling up that bounce shot. Bounce shot's not going today for Ward Melville. So, Mike, you mentioned that the winner of this game will probably go on to take on Northport. We could say they definitely will go on to take on Northport, as Northport won the other semifinal over Hills 13-6.
While we have a second here, let's give our statistician a pop, Alex Vega, doing a tremendous job for us this afternoon.
Yeah, great job by Alex, keeping us updated all game long, making sure we don't miss anything.
Moody takes it behind the cage. Tries to feed in front. It goes off the stick. Nuzzy tries to gather up, but it's going over to Ward Melville.
Now Sachem's going to retain possession. Calabria was in the crease, but he was pushed in the crease by a Ward Melville defender. So we have a loose ball push, giving the ball to Sachem.
Moody tries to get it inside. That shot from Castellano goes wide.
Yeah, Castellano looking for that low backside corner, just missed.
Calabria feeds Castellano. He tries to go over the shoulder and it's turned away.
Yeah, so we saw that earlier in the game from Castellano, shooting behind the back. We said it was the right shot then. It's the right shot now. Just because this one didn't go in and that one did doesn't change the fact that it was the right shot, right? Shoot behind the back there, increase your angle. His only other option there was to kind of run past the goal and not shoot it. But look, when you're right in front of the goal, you're going to put it on the goal or do everything you can to put the ball on the goal. So shooting around the back there, shooting over your shoulder, whatever term you want to use, is the right play to make. Biondi did a nice job tracking it, staying big, playing his angles. It's really difficult to track any shot inside. It's really difficult to track a behind the back shot from that close. So as a goalie, you just got to play your position, and Biondi did a really good job playing his position and then tracking the head of the shooter, because obviously that's where the ball's going to emerge from.
So Sachem North keeps the ball, 60 to shoot. They're up by 2. Nuzzy spins. Nuzzy dodges. Still with it, fires, save Biondi. Rebound goes in, Sarro.
That's great work by Nuzzy through that possession, right? You may have heard some people in the crowd yelling to move it, move it, move it. I don't necessarily disagree, but he worked his matchup. He got 2, he ran away from it, defender slid. Biondi made a really nice save off his left hand, but once that ball popped out towards the restraining line, I said to myself, I didn't say it out loud because I didn't want to step on you, Mike, but I said to myself, this is dangerous, because if a Sachem North player comes up with that ball, Ward Melville's in scramble mode, the goalie isn't set, that's a step down automatically, and that's a great shot by Sarro from the outside. Looks like he put it in the top right-hand corner.
3-goal lead was the biggest of the game prior to this, and now it's a 3-goal lead again for Sachem North.
Yeah, so Mike, you mentioned earlier in the game about the weather, right? We were talking off air about the weather. You said, I don't like to talk about the weather, but I'm going to talk about it now. If you look on the sidelines, the Sachem North sideline specifically, Trainer Mike is stretching a lot of the guys out. Looks like we have some cramping going on. There's a lot of cold towels on the sideline, a lot of water bottles being thrown around. One of the warmer days, or one of the first warmer days of the season on the turf. It's like 10 degrees hotter. So let's pay attention to that as the game unfolds. A lot of guys cramping on the sideline right now. Looks like specifically for Sachem North.
Sachem North up by 3. 9:15 left in the game as the Arrows now take it away and go back on offense.
Yeah, I didn't see what the call was there. I'm going to guess an illegal substitution, maybe. Somebody leaving the box early. Couldn't tell. That's just a guess. I might be wrong. But either way, Sachem North with the ball with a big possession here. Opportunity to take their biggest lead of the game.
LaRocca carries in. Calabria far side. Now Nuzzy to Moody. Morrow comes back on offense.
Yeah, Moody inverting the short stick again. Morrow has the other short stick.
Sarro sends it up top, Nuzzy.
They got both short sticks on the wing. Let's see if they throw down pick down here. No, they're going to bail on it.
25 to shoot for Nuzzy. Saved by Castellano.
Yeah, Ward Melville again supporting the matchups. Sachem doing a good job playing with their head up, looking inside behind those slides. It's a reset.
Ball is popped up in the air, comes down on the stick of Moody.
Now you talk about the heat. This is an extended possession offensively for for Sachem North, which means an extended possession defensively for Ward Melville. Really difficult to play defense back-to-back possessions, especially against a team as active as Sachem North. But they do
offensive player slips down. Ball is handled by Biondi, and we've got a flag coming in at the end of that play.
Yep, and it looks like Calabria's cramping. That was a nice slide by Ward Melville. Good help defense, right? We talked about it a bunch. Slide and recover defense. As you see the replay here, it looks like maybe, check to the head by number 44, Liam Cronin. So that's going to be 1 minute. Let's see if that's full time or not.
Cronin, the senior. Seen him get physical today. Not afraid to mix it up a little bit as he does on that play.
Yeah, it looks like they called it on Eddie Shields. I mean, from the replay, it clearly looked like it was Cronin. And you could see the official gesturing cross-check. So that is what they had, unless there was a... Here, you can see the replay here. Yeah, that was not... At least from that angle, that did not look like it was Eddie Shields.
They had him sandwiched. Cronin from the front and Shields from the back, and Shields is the one who got the penalty.
Yeah. Now, that might be advantageous for Ward Melville, right? You keep Cronin on the field during this man-down set.
Sachem North, man up. Sarro, a dodge, a shot, and Biondi handles it.
Yeah, it's a nice save by Biondi. You don't typically see offensive players dodge when they're man up, but I think Sarro just kind of got stuck there when he received the ball and went to get his hand set. Defender came on him pretty quickly, so he had an opportunity to just dodge that, get his hands free, and get a shot off.
Nuzzy on the back pedal. Waits for Calabria to get on. Now puts it in the stick of Calabria. Sarro far side. Nuzzy to Morrow. Pass is deflected and skips past the stick.
Push on Melville. Hansen did a nice job. Brett Hansen did a nice job getting his stick on that exchange there by Sachem North, right? Morrow kicking the ball behind to Calabria. Brett Hansen extends, gets a stick on the pass. Nice job. It looks like we have a push in the back right now on Ward Melville at the midfield line. Going to give the ball back to Sachem. But the officials discussing it, talking it over.
Let's give our officials a pop. Todd Heffler, Brandon Hayes, Marty Quinn, Jeff Jockerman have done a nice job today.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job today, right? Game got physical for a few stretches. They kept it in control and kept the flags in their pocket, which is not easy to do, right? Oftentimes you'll see officials try to get control of a physical game by throwing a lot of flags. Give the kids credit also, right? Give the coaches credit also, keeping their teams in the right frame of mind, playing physical lacrosse but not out of control. But obviously give the officials credit where credit is due.
And especially, as you mentioned, when the weather gets hot, it's hotter on that field, and tempers can run a little bit short when things get physical.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
.620 left in the game. Sachem North up by 3. Looking to take some time off this shot clock now. Nuzzy chased into the corner by Hansen. Good find.
Yeah, good job by Calabria going one more there. Good look by Morrow.
Over the shoulder, Castellano again. That won't work this time.
Yeah, it looks like that one hit a defender. Right, so I gave him credit. That one I probably would not have shot behind the back. Looked like he had an opportunity to just shoot that on his forehand on his strong side.
Ward Melville's got to go quick here with Philbin, who passes off to Mark.
But at the same time, it's tough to second guess a shooter as skilled and as crafty as Castellano is.
5.5 left in the game. Ward Melville looking to cut into this 12-9 Sachem North lead. McLaughlin, saved by Ganley.
Yeah, that was a good shot by McLaughlin, right? He elevated high. That's a tough one for Ganley to track. He did a nice job tracking it. That's a really high release point to a really low shot location. That was a good shot. Nice save.
Dunn to Rella on the near side. Rella on the back pedal. Licata on him. Dunn stops and waits for Mark. Colin Mark back over to Zach Dunn.
4:30 to go in the game. Ward Melville, you start to think Ward Melville might need one right here.
Dunn trying to work on Sarro.
If Melville doesn't score here and Sachem gets the next possession, they could bring the game clock under 3 minutes. Up by 3.
Mark gets a pick from Dunn. Philbrick trying to unload. He can't get the shot off. Mark does, and Mark scores!
Now they're taking it off the board. I think they're saying shot clock violation prior to the shot.
Wow!
Which is interesting. The shot clock, it goes off. There seems to be no horn, which there typically is a horn. The official in the box usually has a horn when the shot clock goes off. I didn't hear a horn. I did hear a buzzing from the clock itself, though. Obviously, no replay in high school lacrosse. That's a tough one for Melville.
We've got a timeout. We'll take a quick step away. Sachem North up by 3. There you see Sachem North's huddle. Let's see if we can get another look at this, Charlie.
Yeah, so there's no shot clock on the screen. Shot clock's winding down. Ward Melville makes the right play. Step in, let the shot go. There's no harm in that. Shoots it hard to the back corner. It goes. Ward Melville thought that they had one there. Officials deemed that the shot clock had expired, so Lucky break maybe there for Sachem North.
And that is a tough deal. You talked about that being the goal that they needed to keep themselves in this with just over 3.5 to go in this game.
Yeah, so at the break here, we got 3.5 to go in the game. Sachem North could use the shot clock to their advantage a little bit, bring a 3-goal game under 3 minutes, and put themselves in a really good position to advance to their first county final since the early 2000s, I think maybe 2001, with an opportunity to win their first county championship since the late 90s. 1995, I believe. For folks watching at home, I referenced earlier there's only been 7 schools to win a Class A county championship. If you're wondering who they are, Smithtown, Smithtown East, Half Hollow Hills, West Islip, Ward Melville, Northport, Sachem.
Both of these teams lost to Northport, but one of them's going to have a chance to take on Northport and try to avenge that loss. Yeah,
Northport, the number 1 seed, right? High-powered team. Obviously put that on display today in their semifinal victory over Hills. Hills, who won the state championship last year.
3 minutes left in the game. Nuzzy on the spin, guarded by Shields. Gives it off. Good feed in front. Castellano.
Yep. Calabria to Castellano again. You see Nuzzy kick the ball through X. Calabria's got space off the catch, just pushes right-handed. There's another great cut by Castellano. Good finish. Tucks his stick off the catch, keeps his stick tight, and finishes it right under the crossbar. Those two kids have great chemistry. A game's not over until it's over, but if Sachem North wins this face-off, it's going to be really difficult for Melville to come back.
A 4-goal game for number 4 puts Sachem North up by 4.
Yeah, Melville obviously has to score on this possession. They don't have to rush, right? But they can't take their time. They can't be too deliberate here. And then they're going to have to go on a run where they stack face-offs, which obviously they're capable of doing. It's been a nice battle at the face-off X today. Either guy capable of going on a run.
2:19 left in the game. Ward Melville can't waste time here. They've got to fire one up. Low man up top. To Mark, who scores.
It's a great shot by Mark. Right, and I love this, right? You see Mark jogging off the field right now. We're going to go to the replay. Right, we talked about Ward Melville couldn't be too deliberate, right? You don't have to rush necessarily, but you got to play with some pep in your step, and that's just a great low-to-low shot. Looked like he may have been able to use the defender as a screen as he crossed in front of him, goes low-to-low between the legs of the goalie. But this is what I love the most, right? Right after that goal is scored, there's no celebration by Melville. You see Mark pump his fist, get the guys on the field. The face-off guys jogged on. Mark jogged to the wing, and they're set ready for the next play. No time to celebrate because they still got 3 goals to get back.
So Barra working hard for that face-off. They win it, and they call timeout.
Yeah, that's a great timeout by the coaching staff.
We'll take a quick step away. Sachem North up by 3.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Ward Melville with possession, needing to go in a hurry. They trail by 3, just a minute 30 left in this game. Retzlaff trying to get a running start. Shot is handled.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Tyler Jerome caught that out of the air, but he ended up with it in his stick.
Calabria and Biondi just holds on and scoops it up.
Getting close to under a minute here. All right, now Melville's got to go fast. Now you got to rush. Now you got to press every matchup. You see 2, get it out of your stick.
Save Ganley.
It's a big save by Ganley.
13 saves for Ganley.
Timeout, Sachem North.
.36 seconds left. So it looks like the matchup is set. It looks like Sachem North is going to advance, Charlie. They avenge the loss against Ward Melville 3 weeks ago. And now they're going to have a chance to turn the tables on Northport, who beat them earlier in the season for one of their 2 losses.
Yeah, that's going to be an incredible county final. I mean, there's still 36 seconds left. We think that's what it's going to end up being. It looks like that's what it's going to be. But that's going to be an incredible county final Saturday at Stony Brook. You know, looking at this situation right here, look for, Ward Melville to come out, double the ball, see if they could generate a quick turnover. But even if they do, right, they got to go down, score right away, win a face-off score again. So it looks like Sachem North is headed back to their first county final since the early 2000s.
I want to ask you what a big thrill it is for high school kids to be able to play that final at a college, a D1 college, and really be able to play on a college field and bring the big crowd with them. What kind of a thrill is it for these kids?
Oh, it's such a thrill. So, once you get into the playoffs, it has a different feel, right? And then every game and every level that you advance through, every round that you would advance through has a different feel, right? So this game right now for the Sachem North kids has a different feel than the Bayshore game. For the Ward Melville kids, it has a different feel than the Sachem East game. And if you advance to a county final and a county championship, like I remember being a sophomore here at Sachem, playing Ward Melville in the county championship that first time. I got an opportunity to taste that. Just being in the locker room, being on the bus on the way there. It's just an incredible experience. It's tough. It's tough to control your emotions from the moment that you wake up. But you got to be able to do it, right? Let yourself peak right at that first whistle. And this coaching staff will have these kids ready. Coach Morrow's been there. Coach Muratori's been there. So they'll have these guys ready to go on Saturday.
We've got a flag down. We've also got a Ward Melville player down flat on his back. I think it might be the heat getting the better of him.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting stretched out. It looks like that's a cramp. Couldn't tell if the flag was cross-check, unnecessary roughness. But there was definitely a late hit there on the Sachem North ball carrier. Can't tell the number of the Ward Melville player that's down. But yeah, it looks like his calf is getting massaged out right now. So good news is that's most likely a cramp.
We're going to take a quick step away with just 20 seconds left in the game.
Sachem North just going to hold the ball. You see Nuzzy right there run over the Coach Muratori.
Down to 5 seconds left. The crowd in front of us rises to their feet, and that's going to do it. Let's watch the celebration and listen to it.
Coaching staff
Welcome, coaches, Coach McHero, Coach Guzzo. We will see you Friday. Suffolk, 5 p.m. Suffolk County Championship against Northport. One more time, radio Sachem.
Sachem North defeats Ward Melville by a score of 13-10. We'll be back to wrap this one up in just a minute, and hopefully we will be able to talk to the Sachem North player of the game. Right back on T&D Sport.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
We're watching our kids growing up in a flash. Don't it feel like the good times go by too fast? Yeah, I wish time would tick a little slower. Sometimes it feels like a blink and then it's over. Better soak it in, better make it last. Live it up while we can, cause the good times go by too fast.
Wow, what a goal! And that's going to be a goal! That's infested!
Stevie hit 150 goals this game. Tom didn't want to say.
And we're back to Sachem
Stevie?
North High School. Sachem defeats Ward Melville 13-10 in the Suffolk Class A County semifinal game.
Let's take a look at how it happened, Charlie.
Yeah, so we got Steven Castellano. We just heard from some of the people in the crowd hit 150 goals today.
Yep.
All right, so that's true. He led the way with 5 goals for Sachem North. You got Mark leading the way for Ward Melville. Ganley with 13 saves and Bondi with 8 saves for Ward Melville. But we're up here in the booth right now with Stevie Castellano. Congratulations on the big win.
Thank you so much.
5 goals today, Stevie. Talk about how you were able to get yourself involved and how your teammates were able to get you involved and vice versa.
You know, this is a big one. They're our rivalry. We had to get it done. My teammates were just finding me open on the crease, and we had to get it done.
Yeah, we talked coming into the opening about the other goalie, Biondi. We didn't talk a lot about your guy, Ganley, Porkchop. Talk about him and the way he played today.
Pork chop, that kid's a beast, dude. He just fires up. He gets fired up in practice. We're all juiced for this game, and he just locked in and got the job finished.
I don't know how much you know about the history of Sachem North Lacrosse and the rivalry. My buddy Charlie right here played right here at Sachem North. Talk a little bit about what you know about this rivalry, and how did that play into the way you guys played as a team today, Steve?
Yeah, Muratori told us in the locker room we haven't beat them in a while. Well, we beat them last year, but we haven't been in the county championship in 25 years, and this was our opportunity, and we got it done.
Yeah, so the first county championship appearance since 2001. Sachem hasn't won a county championship since 1995. So you saw this Northport team. I want you to enjoy this. I don't want to look too far ahead. But what do you guys need to do to bring another county championship back to Sachem?
We just need to work hard these few days in practice, and then we'll see you at the Brook.
One more for you, Steve. Charlie remarked about the chemistry between you and Calabria. Can you talk about how you guys work together, not just today, but all year long for Sachem North's success?
Yeah, me and Johnny, we're boys. We just find each other open. I'm open, he's open all the time, and we just look at each other, and it goes in.
Steve Castellano, 5 goals on the game. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck next week,
Thank you
Steve.
so much.
Pleasure watching you today, brother.
Thank you.
All right, Charlie, let's talk about the scoring summary and how this one unfolded today.
Yeah, so we went over the scoring summary a little bit earlier, but the way this one unfolded, right, we talked about that close first quarter where maybe the guys were settling in a little bit. And then once the team settled in, you saw a lot of offensive firepower from both sides, right? This guy finding seams in the Ward Melville defense, Calabria and his teammates finding him, putting one in behind the back, and just finding different spots to fill the net up. So, congratulations to Sachem North. It's been 25 years, but they're going back to a county championship with an opportunity to bring the first one home since 1995.
And that's going to do it from here at Sachem North, where Sachem North is victorious over Ward Melville by a score of 13-10. We want to tell you that our producer-engineer of T&D Sports is numero uno, Tommy Bruno. Our technical director, Jamie the Genius Burkhardt. Our camera operators, the Kanga, Christian Rue. And where have you gone, Tom Demarinis? Our statistician, Alex Vega. For everyone here at T&D Sports, including my partner, the shooter, Charlie Rizzuto, this is Mike Trezza thanking you for watching. Sachem North moves on to Stony Brook.